The epic battle of Mahabharata is about to begin. The air is thick with anticipation. Thousands of warriors are on their horses with their swords. But our hero Arjun is terrified. He has family and friends on either side of this battle, and many of them are about to die. Arjun, among the fiercest fighters of the land, drops his bow. The Bhagavad Gita opens on a battlefield with a warrior's terror. Arjun is the most talented archer in the land, yet fear has caused him to totally lose connection with his true abilities. The same thing happens to each one of us. We have so much to offer to the world, but fear and anxiety disconnect us from our true abilities. This is because growing up, we were taught directly or indirectly that fear is negative. Don't be scared, our parents told us. Our friends teased us if they saw us scared of something. Fear was an embarrassing, humiliating reaction to be ignored or hidden. But the truth is, we will never live entirely without fear. And that's okay, because fear isn't bad. It's simply a warning flag, your mind saying, this doesn't look good, something might go wrong. It's what we do with that signal that matters. We can use our fear of the effects of climate change to motivate us to develop solutions, or we can allow it to make us feel overwhelmed and hopeless and do nothing as a result. Sometimes fear is a critical warning to help us survive true danger. But most of the time, what we feel is anxiety related to everyday concerns about money, jobs, and relationships. We allow anxiety to hold us back by blocking us from our true feelings. The longer we hold on to fears, the more they ferment until eventually they become toxic. But if we learn how to recognize what fear can teach us about ourselves and what we value, then we can use it as a tool to obtain greater meaning, purpose, and fulfillment in our lives. We can use fear to get to the best of us. A few decades ago, scientists conducted an experiment in the Arizona desert, where they built a huge steel and glass enclosure with air that had been purified, clean water, nutrient-rich soil, and lots of natural light. It was meant to provide ideal living conditions for the flora and fauna within. And while it was successful in some ways, in one, it was an absolute failure. Over and over, when the trees inside the biosphere grew to a certain height, they would simply fall over. At first, the phenomena confused scientists. Finally, they realized that the biosphere lacked a key element necessary to trees' health: wind. In a natural environment, trees are buffeted by wind. They respond to the pressure and agitation by growing stronger bark and deeper roots to increase stability. We waste a lot of time and energy trying to stay in the comfortable bubble of our self-made biospheres. We fear the stresses and challenges of change, but those stresses and challenges are the wind that makes us stronger. If we can stop viewing stress and the fear as negative and instead see the potential benefits, we are on our way to changing our relationship with fear. In his book Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty says there are two types of fear: useful fear and hurtful fear. If the doctor tells you that you have poor health because of your diet and you fear disability and disease, that's a useful fear, because you can change your diet, and when your health improves as a result, you eliminate your fear. But fearing that our parents will die is a hurtful fear, because we can't change the truth of that matter. We transform hurtful fears into useful fear by focusing on what we can control. We can't stop our parents from dying, but we use the fear to remind us to spend more time with them. Imagine you are driving a luxury rental car. Do you tell yourself that you own it? Of course not. You know that you only have it for the week, and in some ways that allows you to enjoy it more. You are grateful for the chance to drive a convertible down the Pacific Coast Highway because it's something you won't always get to do. When we acknowledge that all of our blessings are like a fancy rental car, we are free to enjoy them without living in constant fear of losing them. We are all the lucky vacationers enjoying our stay in the Hotel Earth. The summary of this video is that fear is good. It means your brain is doing its job. But our fears are more numerous than our dangers, and because of that, we suffer far more in our imagination than in reality. So what you should do is write down all the things you are afraid of and go to the root cause of each one of them and see what you can do. So this was it for today's video. See you guys in the next one. And don't forget to like and subscribe.